Ladies, if you think men commit because of love alone, think again. You could be the most stunning, caring, and loyal woman, and still, he won't fully commit. Why? Because most women focus on the wrong things. But the women who unlock a man's deepest devotion, they activate these 7 surprising psychology-backed switches in his brain. Today, I'm revealing the secret love triggers that make a man feel like he needs you forever. These aren't the usual be confident or give him space tips. These are next-level secrets that no one is talking about. And trust me, number 5 is so unexpected that even relationship experts barely discuss it. But when you use it, it changes everything. Let's get started. Number 1, the reverse confession. Most women assume that expressing their love first makes a man feel more committed, but in reality, a man bonds more deeply when he is the one verbalizing his emotions. Psychologically, when people express their feelings out loud, their brain registers those emotions as even more real. This is called self-perception theory. When he tells you he cares, his mind reinforces that belief, making him feel it even stronger. Instead of constantly reassuring him of your feelings, guide him into expressing his emotions first. For example, instead of saying, "I love being around you," say, "I feel like you really love spending time with me," right? This small change encourages him to confirm his feelings, making his attachment to you even stronger. 2, the emotional dependence loop. Men don't commit just because they like you. They commit when they feel like they need you in their life. This happens when you become his emotional safe space, creating a sense of emotional dependence. Human nature craves consistency and comfort. When a man associates you with relief from stress, deep conversations, and emotional understanding, his mind starts linking you to security and happiness. Once this pattern is established, he won't want to be without you. Instead of always being available, create moments where he comes to you for emotional connection. Ask him meaningful questions that no one else does. If he shares something personal, respond in a way that validates his feelings without immediately offering solutions. For example, instead of saying, "You'll be fine, don't worry about it," say, "I can see why that's frustrating. What do you think would help?" This approach makes him feel heard and understood, strengthening his emotional connection with you. When a man feels emotionally dependent on you, commitment becomes natural. Number 3, the independence paradox. This might sound counterintuitive, but one of the most powerful ways to make a man commit is by showing that you don't actually need him, but you choose him. Many women make the mistake of thinking that proving loyalty and devotion will make a man commit. But here's the truth. Men feel deeply connected to a woman when they realize she has her own life, purpose, and joy, even without him. This triggers a primal instinct called the chase mechanism. If he feels like winning, your love is a privilege, not a guarantee, he'll naturally invest more into the relationship. Keep pursuing your passions. Men admire women who have their own goals, hobbies, and social life. It subconsciously signals to him that your world doesn't revolve around him, making him value his place in it even more. Show him you have options without playing games, without pressure. You don't need to make him jealous, but subtly remind him that you have a life full of choices. Example, if he asks what you're doing this weekend, instead of saying waiting to see you, say, "I have some plans, but I'd love to see you if it works out." Surprise him with your growth. The most attractive thing a woman can do is keep evolving. If he sees that you're constantly improving, learning, and leveling up in life, he'll feel inspired to commit fully because he won't want to risk losing a woman who is always becoming better. When a man realizes you want him but don't need him, it flips a switch in his brain. He stops taking you for granted and starts seeing you as someone he must work to keep in his life. Number 4, the identity mirror. Men don't just fall in love with a woman, they fall in love with how they see themselves when they're with her. This is the identity mirror effect. When you reflect back to him the qualities he wants to see in himself, he feels deeply connected to you. People are drawn to those who make them feel understood and admired for the traits they take pride in. When a man sees that you recognize and appreciate the best parts of him, he subconsciously links his self-worth to your presence. This makes him not just love you, but crave being around you. You don't have to change yourself. You just need to reflect back the traits he values in himself. Here's how. Find what he's proud of. Pay attention to the things he naturally talks about with excitement, his ambitions, skills, or personal values. Reinforce it without overdoing it. If he values being a leader, say, "I love how you take charge in tough situations. It's inspiring." If he prides himself on being loyal, say, "One thing I really admire about you is how loyal you are to the people you care about." This isn't about blind flattery. It's about showing him that you truly see him. When a man feels that you mirror the best version of himself, he'll emotionally attach to you in a way that makes commitment feel natural and necessary. 5. The subtle push-pull effect. Most people assume that men commit when they feel secure in a relationship. While security is important, men also need psychological stimulation to feel deeply invested. The push-pull effect is a subtle way of balancing emotional closeness with just enough unpredictability to keep him hooked. Men are naturally wired to pursue and value what they feel they've earned. If something feels too predictable or easy to obtain, the brain starts seeing it as less valuable. The push-pull effect creates a sense of challenge and excitement while maintaining emotional connection. Instead of always being fully available or constantly reassuring him of your feelings, you want to create a healthy balance of warmth and slight unpredictability. Here's how. Push, distance slightly. Have moments where you focus on yourself instead of always prioritizing him. Take longer to respond to text occasionally, especially when the conversation is at its peak. Say things like, "I love talking to you, but I have to go. Let's continue this later." Pull, reassured, and engage again. Plan something fun for just the two of you. Give him deep emotional validation after moments of distance. When he reaches out first, reward him with warmth and affection. You're not playing games or being manipulative. You're creating natural rhythm and emotional contrast. This keeps his interest high and makes him feel invested in winning and keeping your attention. 6. The hidden vulnerability switch. Most people think men commit because of passion or excitement, but in reality, a man deeply bonds when he feels safe enough to show his unfiltered, vulnerable side. This is something most women overlook. If he can't be vulnerable with you, he won't fully commit. Men are often conditioned to suppress emotions, especially in relationships. They're expected to be strong, logical, and unemotional. But deep down, every man has fears, insecurities, and emotional wounds he rarely shares. The moment a woman creates a space where he feels truly safe to open up, she becomes irreplaceable to him. The key is to make vulnerability feel natural and welcome without pressuring him to open up. Here's how. Don't judge his small vulnerabilities. If he shares something minor, like a mistake at work or a past regret, listen without rushing to fix it or judge it. Respond with, "That must have been tough. I totally see why you'd feel that way." Share your own first, subtly. Men mirror what they see. If you occasionally share a small vulnerability, it signals to him that it's safe to do the same. Example, I used to be really afraid of failing, but I realized that every mistake helped me grow. Have you ever had a moment like that? Be his emotional safe haven. If he ever shares something deep like childhood struggles or insecurities, don't react with shock, criticism, or excessive sympathy. Instead, keep eye contact, nod, and say, "I really appreciate you telling me that. It means a lot." The key, once a man feels like he can show his true self without fear of judgment, he'll associate you with comfort, trust, and deep emotional connection, which are the true foundations of commitment. 7. The mirror effect. People don't fall in love with others. They fall in love with how they see themselves around them. The mirror effect means subtly reflecting his best qualities back to him, making him feel seen, understood, and deeply connected to you. Men crave respect and admiration. When they feel like a woman genuinely sees their strengths and reflects them back in a way that feels natural, they associate positive emotions with her presence. This isn't about flattery. It's about making him feel like his best self when he's with you. Acknowledge his unique strengths. Instead of generic compliments, notice what makes him different. Example, "I love how you always stay calm under pressure. It's rare to see someone handle things the way you do." Match his energy in key moments. If he's excited, match his enthusiasm. If he's thoughtful, lean into the moment. When a man feels you're emotionally in sync with him, he sees you as someone who truly gets him. Reaffirm his identity. If he sees himself as a leader, a problem solver, or a protector, subtly validate it. Example, you always know how to figure things out. That's one thing I really admire about you. When a man consistently feels like the best version of himself around you, he won't want to lose that feeling, or you. Love isn't just about chemistry. It's about activating the right emotional triggers that make a man feel deeply bonded to you. Master these 7 unexpected love triggers, and you'll never have to question where you stand in his heart. Thanks for watching.